Attempted Yorker, became a full toss. Caddick's after it. Don't think he's going to get there.
Full toss in the pad. Well, Desmond Haynes capitalizes on those every time.
Fine shot from Desmond Haynes, and that's gone all the way. Chris Lewis dropping short, and Desmond Haynes just rocks onto the back foot.
The ball gets quite close to Alex Stewart down at long leg.
Not to mention taking advantage of the odd full toss. Ramprakash is out there, it's a long way across.
That's a delicate stroke. Beautifully played by Haynes.
Yes, you don't see many players in international cricket playing the late cut. Most of them back cut, square cut. This play very late, using the pace of the ball and playing it at the last possible moment.
He's bowled him leg stump. Haynes looking to pull it, and the ball flipping through, taking the leg stump, and England are jubilant. The first West Indies wicket gone for 66, and Desmond Haynes out for 38.
Well, it looked like a good ball to me as if it ran on quite quickly and did him for pace. It did. It was a top spinner. Beautifully bowled, well thought out, directed well, and thoroughly deserved by the bowler. That was a good delivery.
That is magnificently timed. It was a little bit in the air, but he hit it beautifully.
It's up in the air, and that's going to be 4. There we go, that's high. Ramprakash underneath it, but just over the top of the man at square leg. So Richardson takes on the challenge. Gets 6 runs for it, but that was so close to Mark Ramprakash.
Yes, that didn't go a long way over Mark Ramprakash's head. Perhaps if he hadn't started to come in.
That's runs for Lara, 4 of them.
It's at the end of the over that the England bowlers are really tested stamina-wise.
Oh, that's a flashing Richardson drive. That'll bring the crowd to its feet.
Not quite perhaps as he intended. Didn't quite go off the meat of the bat, but it's bisected those 2 fielders in the cover point region.
Well, that's Lara at his most dangerous. It was in the air through mid-wicket, but well wide of Alex Stewart. England have to keep on battling away.
That's out. Dropped. My goodness, you could not want an easier slip catch than that. You just could not ask for an easier catch than that. Graham Thorpe, the slipper. Well, he was appealing, and that's on from the under edge for 4. Found the gap. Outfield is fast, so is Stewart, but the ball will win this one. 4 more. Well, this was a gamble which Atherton was taking, and it's just proved the pressure valve.
I think he'll have to put a man back. He can't keep giving Richardson 4 for a long hop. I know you don't normally set...
And Richardson too, also sweeping away. And this time he'll get 4 for it. A little bit more power in that particular shot. So 2 costly balls at the end of the over for Salisbury. Oh, just past Mike Atherton's outstretched arm at gully. And also just past Angus Fraser's boot. And that's an area where Richardson has shown some vulnerability early in the series.
Yes, on most occasions when Richardson does attempt to play that shot, that left leg of his doesn't really come across. As you can see there, no full movement in the feet, and the ball just sliding off the outer half of the bat in the air past Atherton.
That's a fine shot from Lara. Beautifully straight. Whistles past Ian Salisbury and Steve Buckner.
We haven't seen too many of this from Brian Lara. That one was beautifully struck. Used his feet, got to the pitch of the ball. As a matter of fact, got to the ball before it pitched. Turned it into a full toss and struck it beautifully past mid-on.
Full toss right in front. And he's gone. Yes, Steve Buckner decides after due deliberation that Richie Richardson's on his way. A terrible ball. Big full toss, which Richardson wanted to leave nestling in the Descenter stand away at mid-wicket. Instead, he's on his way back to the pavilion.
For the second time we have seen this now, with batsmen trying to hit the ball a lot harder than normal, missing completely, landing right on the right thigh, straight in front of the stumps.
Oh, that's close as well. Chris Lewis round the wicket and gone, yes. Brian Lara is given out by umpire Venkatragavan.
Well, we saw Chris Lewis bringing that ball back into Lara previously. This time, ball perhaps bouncing a bit high, hitting Lara just over the pad there, but certainly heading towards the stumps.
Oh, that's a great catch! Jimmy Adams has gone! Robin Smith at silly point. What a chance taken!
Well, I was just murmuring to myself and thinking that Jimmy Adams is due for a failure. He's had a wonderful series so far, pushed it firm off the middle of the bat, but straight to the man, and a very smart catch.
There's a big appeal and he's gone! Lewis is running hot, and England do have the breakthrough!
Yeah, good delivery. It's caused difficulties for the batsman, the left-handers coming around the wicket. This ball seemed to keep a little bit low to me, and he did a Keith Atherton for length. He plays back to a fairly fullish length delivery there. Really should have been forward, and I think that was an easy LBW to give for the umpire. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good shot by Chanderpaul. Using his feet and taking the battle straight back to England.
Very quick, nimble feet, just a little shuffle, and then clips it, not too hard, but picked his spot and just placed it straight on the onside.
That's not a great shot by Chanderpaul. He's got a single. Oh, he's got 4 for it, and that is criminal by England.
Have the worry about the over 8. And another horrendous piece of fielding. This really is a bogey ground for England in the field.
Everything might be leaving him.
He's played that very confidently wide of mid-on. These West Indian batsmen not afraid to leave their crease and get down the pitch. Oh, that's a mistimed shot. It's beaten Caddick into the fence. That really is tough on Ian Salisbury. He got the better of Junior Murray there, but the ball's still going away to the boundary. And the West Indies just getting off the hook here.
Not a control shot at all, but they say if you're going to cut hard, so that when it hits the edge, it's liable to go almost anywhere.
He's put that away well, fractionally short. This young man has shown tremendous temperament in a difficult situation. He's bowled in, he's right through him. So Fraser gets the wicket, and Chanderpaul is out for 19, and the West Indies are 201 for 6.
Well, finally Angus Fraser gets the reward for what's been a very hard day's work for him. Angled in and beating Chanderpaul's push.
Anywhere in the slot where he fancies it, he might as well throw the bat at the ball.
That's a brilliant delivery from Angus Fraser.
See, if you watch this ball, you'll see that it kept quite low. It was a good ball, but it kept fairly low in bounce. That's why I say there's a bit of uneven bounce in the pitch, a bit in it for the seamers. It doesn't get up a great deal. Look, that's hitting halfway up the stump. He played down Bakerloo, the wrong line.
Well, that's what happens when you bowl a no ball. When you're tired, the last ball of the over is cannon fodder, even to the likes of Curtly Ambrose.
Over the top from Curtly Ambrose. It's going to be one bounce, two bounces and down to the fence. Loves playing that shot, Curtly Ambrose. Question is, how many chances will he get to do so? 233 for 7.
Well, this shot was a much better shot by Curtly Ambrose. Not a half volley by any way, but it was a little bit further up to the bat. Curtly Ambrose just playing through the line again. It wasn't a slog, just a well-placed shot.
That's out. That'll do nicely indeed. Curtly Ambrose hanging around for confirmation, but Graham Thorpe has taken that right on top of the grass at first slip. The nick goes, and so does Curtly Ambrose.
That's the line that Angus Fraser has been trying to bowl to Curtly Ambrose. The length before was too much up. On that occasion, right into the hands of Graham Thorpe. It's 2-4-1 for 8, the West Indies.
Very edgy again from Junior Murray. Make contact with that shot. He's made contact with that and found the gap. It's a chase there for Atherton and Ramprakash. And a futile chase at that.
Got into the boundary well ahead of the fielders. Found the gap beautifully there.
Well, it was certainly a full swing of the bat from Kenny Benjamin. Well bowled, Angus Fraser. Yes, studious defence wasn't enough this time, and that's Angus Fraser's 4th wicket. Dead straight, coming back through that defensive shot, and that's the end of Kenny Benjamin.
Yes, Angus Fraser finally getting his rewards. Coming a bit late in the innings, but better late than never. Right through the gap, perhaps even before the bat had gotten in place.
Oh, that's very close indeed, and out, and that is the end of the West Indies innings. I hope at the end of their winnings as well. Courtney Walsh having a huge swing there at Chris Lewis, right up in the block hole, dead straight. And Courtney Walsh has reclaimed that number 11 spot all for himself.
That was a good delivery from Chris Lewis. Those are the sort of deliveries that you tend to bowl to number 11s.
That's a good shot by Atherton. Another long chase for Adams. It's going to be nip and tuck who wins it. Could well go for 4, and indeed it does.
There's Alex Stewart going in very similar fashion to his dismissal on the last day of the previous test match. Playing back, the ball keeping just a little bit low, and Curtly Ambrose strikes for the West Indies with Stewart going. England are 16 for 1.
Well, I hate to be repetitive, but I've kept on saying through the Guyana test match, England's batsmen must get a bit more forward. This ball keeping low. As I mentioned in the pitch report, there's a little bit of an uneven bounce.
That's very well struck. That's 4. That is a superb stroke by Atherton.
It's a very fine-looking shot from Mark Ramprakash. That'll give him some heart. He's found life in the Caribbean. Very tough going.
Well, so far the short balls haven't been working because they haven't been able to get this ball to bounce up into the shoulder region where it's very uncomfortable. That ball bounced at the perfect height for that pull shot from Mark Ramprakash.
Well, that's the best shot England have played this morning. It's come from the bat of Michael Atherton.
No real aggression there from Michael Atherton at all. Just beautifully stroked through the offside. Look at this timing. Just a push. At the full face of the bat. As Jeffrey Boycott would say, you can see the maker's name. Very good shot indeed.
It's in the air for a while, but it'll go all the way to the boundary. Chanderpaul, no chance of cutting that off.
That's a fine shot from Atherton. No real point in chasing that one. Not so comfortable that time, really fending that ball away, but getting four for it nonetheless. That's flicked away. That's going to be several on this occasion, being four. That's a great shot from Mike Atherton. Absolutely dead straight down the ground, beautifully timed. Four beautiful runs.
Well, he's batting beautifully today. A real lovely, crisp, straight drive. Very reminiscent of how he batted in Guyana. When he hits his shots, he times them. And his placement's been good, front foot or back foot. The weight's going forward all the time. He doesn't make a big stride always, but he gets the foot forward and keeps the weight going forward.
And this could be out. It is. So Winston Benjamin strikes. Huge top edge from the Ram Prakash pull. And England have lost their second wicket.
I think you might find that this ball hit the bottom of the bat. And Ram Prakash seemed to play a shot a lot too early. And the ball hitting the toe of the bat and going straight up in the air.
An average of over 66, and that's almost a chance to Richardson, but four.
Fun, but it's a quite interesting game.
Big appeal now then, they think they've got him, and they have. Atherton departs the scene with a rueful look down the wicket, and he's gone for 48.
Well, the West Indian fielders were totally convinced of this one. Let's have a look and see exactly what this touched. Mike Atherton didn't look all that convinced. Yes, it does seem as if it had hit the inside edge.
And dropped! Richardson's parried it into Lara's face and dropped.
And that's a beautiful shot. It's gone in the air to where third slip might have been, and Ambrose is very disgusted that he didn't get a touch on the ball.
Big appeal and out! Ambrose has got him, and it's Smith that departs.
And again, the bogey works. Richardson leaves the field. Desmond Haynes take over the captaincy, and the West Indies get another wicket. Well, as I've said in Guyana, is Desmond Haynes such a lucky captain? There is no complaint about that one. Plumb in front. England now 115 for 4.
2 to Rifle, 1 to McDermott. And just in front of first slip.
In the head, the ball won't get that high that early.
4 runs there, no doubt about that. Hick on it like a flash.
Well, that's a fine shot, half volley down the ground for 4. And that will give him immediate confidence after the tea interval. Australia. Well, that's a great shot. Tremendous stroke by Thorpe.
Oh, big shout from Courtney Walsh, and he's given. Just at the crucial moment yet again, Courtney Walsh drags up a little extra energy, a little extra pace, gets through Graham Hick's defence.
To Chanderpaul. That's short and 4. That's an even better shot from Thorpe. Arthurton in hot pursuit, but even he hasn't got the legs to stop that one. He's very quick onto those short deliveries, and this innings of Thorpe's beginning to blossom. 38 not out now.
Kenneth Benjamin pitching too short again. Not enough bounce or pace in this pitch. And with the ball getting softer by the minute, coming off a lot slower.
That's a good shot by Thorpe. That'll rush away for 4.
Well, it looks as if Graham Thorpe is sensing the moment. As I mentioned, 67 overs this ball is. It's old, doesn't bounce a lot. This is when you cash in, when you get the bowlers down, when you get them tired.
That's well hit, very well struck, through square leg for 4. So many of the England boundaries today have come with the pull shot. The pitch is slow.
Thorpe growing in confidence every minute, and that's been a very productive shot for him. Every time the ball has been short and not a genuine bouncer, Thorpe's gone for the pull shot, and Venkat having to do a quick shimmy.
Well, Curtly Ambrose strikes on the back foot. Jack Russell stumps knocked over. England 249 for 6.
Well, I kept mentioning, and I did in the pitch report, about batsmen playing back to full-length deliveries, and again it hit just over halfway up the stump.
Nice shot. That'll go for 4.
That's a fine shot from Graham Thorpe, and another boundary. Deceived. Another shot of the highest quality from Graham Thorpe. That's all over for Chris Lewis. Once again, Ambrose hits the stumps. An electrifyingly quick delivery, a little bit low in bounce. England's 7th wicket down.
Chris Lewis trying to get forward again, and then as you see there, the left leg being pulled back into the stumps.
Take that, Courtney.
Well, that was very powerfully hit indeed. That ball was going across the body of Graham Thorpe. Not quickly, of course, it's not a quick pitch, but he played that very well. Powerfully hit, well in front of square. Almost into the mid-wicket region.
Oh, that's found the edge and easily taken by Lara. Superb delivery by Curtly Ambrose, and disappointment from Graham Thorpe. His 4-hour vigil is over, and he's been dismissed for 86.
That was excellent bowling by Curtly Ambrose. Graham Thorpe has batted well. He can feel proud of that innings that he has played for himself and for England. Unfortunately, not getting to the 100 mark. But that certainly was very, very good bowling from Curtly Ambrose. Short ball going across the body.
Well, that's a good shot by Salisbury. Dug in by Benjamin and pulled away for 4.
That's gone. Brian Lara holds it very safely indeed. His second catch for the day. He's had a lot of work to do at first slip during the course of the morning, and he's held that one off Andy Caddick very capably indeed. Winston Benjamin gets the wicket. It's 294 for 9.
Well, he hasn't looked very comfortable, Andy Caddick. He was given a going over by Curtly Ambrose.
Kenny Benjamin. Well, he's hit that very well. That's not the shot of a tail ender. And that'll be 4 more. Dropped it. Had the opportunity to have the last laugh to ensure that they wipe off that deficit. And there's 4 more. Magnificent stroke.
Out. Ian Salisbury's resistance finally ending. And yet another slip catch for Brian Lara. Lovely, comfortable height, but safely taken. Absolutely no mistake there. And the final wicket of the innings falling to Courtney Walsh.
Great effort by Ian Salisbury for England. His stay at the crease over an hour and a half. Bit of extra bounce.
Oh, yes. Andrew Caddick, a brilliant return catch. And Richardson is gone. Just an instinctive reflex sticking out of the hand. And Andrew Caddick has got rid of the West Indies captain.
Oh, a great start for England this, and a sad blow for West Indies. Well pitched up delivery, never got his feet to the pitch of the ball and just spooned it back. But a great reflex catch. Wonderful reflex.
That's an inside edge from Haynes. It's going to be a long chase for Ian Salisbury. This outfield really is very quick. So Haynes gets 4 runs, not the most convincing 4 you'll ever see, but it all looks the same in the book. That's over the top from Brian Lara. No man out there. Hasn't completely middled it. A bit like Brian Lara now too. It's going to be 4 more. I don't think Ian Salisbury's going to catch it.
Oh, that's a magnificent straight drive. He doesn't even move after playing it. That is a superb shot by Lara. That's his 3rd boundary. That's brilliantly taken. Superb catch. Magnificently taken at mid-off. Lara goes. That's the wicket that England wanted. And how jubilant are they? And what a day Ian Salisbury is having.
Well, that's a real bonus for England. It wasn't a brilliant ball from Andrew Caddick. Lara just got underneath the ball a bit too much. Bit too much bottom hand. And a great catch by Ian Salisbury.
But not for long. Desmond Haynes has gone. Beautiful delivery from Chris Lewis. Desmond Haynes beaten all ends up. Absolutely nothing he could do about that. And West Indies' 3rd wicket is down.
That certainly was a very good delivery from Chris Lewis. That ball pitched off stump and hit off stump. Just held its own. Desmond Haynes playing towards the onside.
For England to have to score batting last. Oh, and that has just scuttled through in Graham Hickett's 2nd slip for 4.
Full toss this time. That's gone miles in the air. Many a mile. Right onto the cycle track. 6-run signal by Venkat. Keith Arthurton showing everybody his intentions. He doesn't fancy dying bat and pad defensively.
Well, nothing wrong with that at all. He got to the ball, hit it before it pitched, a full toss, and very powerfully hit over long on.
Another full toss and another boundary. England don't need that.
England certainly don't need those full tosses from Salisbury. They don't need to take the pressure off the West Indian batsmen, but although it's never good to bowl a full toss, Salisbury, I think, needs to just control himself a bit.
Oh, that's gone through Lewis. Off another Salisbury no ball, and it go all the way. Arthurton down the wicket again. And beautifully played through mid-off. 8 off that Salisbury over. The West Indies 111 for 3.
Well, that's a lovely shot. That'll be 4. Nicely played by Jimmy Adams. Carries him to 29. West Indies now going into the lead by 40.
Yes, a beautifully controlled shot from Jimmy Adams. Weight and timing absolutely perfect. And it's been a feature of Jimmy Adams' batting in this series. It's not a question of an extravagant shot being played.
And that's a nice, juicy, long hop outside the off stump, and he's put that away as well. Very delicate deflection for 4. So Jimmy Adams has now taken 3 fours in the last couple of overs from Angus Fraser. He moves on now to 36, up to 124.
Yes, Angus Fraser just marginally offline on this one. It's a combination of leg glance and inside edge.
Oh, that's a fine shot. 4 runs down the ground.
That's high in the air, straight to Alex Stewart. And that's the end of Keith Arthurton. Going for the pull shot, getting it far too high on the bat. That's the England breakthrough they were looking for. The 4th West Indies wicket's down. Confidence in his bowlers. That's gone fine, and 4 more valuable runs to the West Indies cause.
The top spinner runs on quick. Oh dear.
The full top. Oh, it's unbelievable! He's been caught off Robin Smith. Adams crashed the full toss into Smith at short leg. It smashed into his forearm. He might be seriously injured, but the ball's lobbed up. Jack Russell has taken the catch, and Jimmy Adams is out in an extraordinary manner.
Well, that's the biggest and best slice of luck that England have had on this tour. Very painful for Robin Smith, but unless it's broken or seriously injured, one hopes it isn't. It will certainly be painful, but if it isn't a serious blow, then the disappointment for Jimmy Adams, but what a slice of luck.
He's got it through full toss, so this end seems to encourage full tosses.
Chanderpaul looking to play that on the onside. It will go all the way. That's it. Taken by Russell behind the stumps. England have the breakthrough. Caddick's the man, and Junior Murray has gone. Andrew Caddick's first 4-wicket haul in Test cricket sees the end of Junior Murray.
As I said before, Caddick certainly has settled into a very good line here, just outside the off stump. Just enough movement to hit the outside edge.
Oh, and that's just wide of Hick. Good shot.
Yes, he did very well there, Chanderpaul. This ball swinging into him, and he had to get that front leg out of the way pretty quickly to get the bat on it, and in the end ended up timing it absolutely perfectly. Just pushed it away there through mid-wicket.
No ball hit away over the covers. Stewart will chase that, but I don't think it's going to be with any effect. Indeed it isn't.
That's right over the top and well struck. 4 runs. Well, that's typical Winston Benjamin.
Yeah, it's a good shot. He is a striker of the ball and doesn't look to necessarily keep it on the ground. It's a nice free-flowing strike over the top. It was meant there.
He's got it fine. Magnificent stroke. That's one of the best strokes we've seen for the match.
Quickly after lunch.
Well, he struck that very well too. 4 more to Benjamin. This is a very important innings by the... Well taken. Angus Fraser to his left. Lewis gets the wicket, and Winston Benjamin goes within a few minutes of the resumption after the rain break for 35. The West Indies are 227 for 6.
Well, the rain interruption did Winston Benjamin no good at all. He lost all his rhythm in batting. He tries to clip that over mid-arm, but he just finds Angus Fraser, who takes the catch.
Well, that's a typical tail-ender stroke, but very effective indeed. Well, he swung once too often. Spectacular dismissal. Curtly Ambrose going for another big one. And once again, the stump not completely out of the ground. And the West Indies are 247 now free.
That's a misfield. Not good cricket there from England. 4 very welcome runs to the West Indies, 255 for 8. That's a fine shot from Chanderpaul. It's a chase for Robin Smith. And 4 more runs. And those 4 bring up 50 then for young Shivnarine Chanderpaul. That's high in the air. Fraser at long leg, and he's got it. Well caught, Angus Fraser. So the 50 up for Chanderpaul, but next ball, short ball from Andy Caddick, and Chanderpaul has gone. Oh, that's got to be very close. And out. So that's it. The end of the West Indies second innings. All out now for 269. Courtney Walsh, the last man to go. LBW Lewis, one that kept low again. Courtney Walsh on the back foot. Oh, that's very close first ball. And that's exactly the start that Curtly Ambrose and Richardson would really have dreamed of. Curtly Ambrose absolutely dead on target. The first ball of England's second innings. And Michael Atherton is going to do nothing more for the rest of this game than watch.
The West Indies couldn't have asked for a better start at all. Curtly Ambrose immediately on target. Atherton being hit plumb in front. Well, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Plumb in front, and England lose their first wicket on 0.
First runs for England. Oh, trouble here, trouble. This is absolute disaster for England. And that really is a complete tragedy. Mark Ramprakash is the man run out. England are now 1 for 2. And as Mark Ramprakash came back for a second run there to take on Courtney Walsh's arm, we'll have a look at this in a moment. He found himself with Curtly Ambrose blocking his way. Changed his mind. That was where the indecision came in. Tucked away to long leg. Courtney Walsh has 15 yards to his left to make. Ramprakash turns, hesitates. Curtly Ambrose in the middle of the wicket there. Alex Stewart has come. And although the throw is 2 yards off target, that was the result. That's out. Robin Smith has gone. What more can you ask of Curtly Ambrose? If ever you've got a crisis, send for Curtly, and that's the end of the crisis. Robin Smith comprehensively beaten as he played forward. England in complete disarray.
Well, Curtly Ambrose, great fast bowler for the West Indies, has done it again. I've seen Robin Smith get bowled for the second time now in this series on the forward defensive. And each time after the ball has passed, the stroke looks almost correct, but the gap was there, the ball went right through.
Well, that's past Keith Atherton. And that'll run away for 4. It's a nice shot from Graham Hick, nicely timed. Edged away. It's going to be a test for Winston Benjamin. He's not going to make it. And 4 very precious runs to England. Curtly Ambrose knows it's out. That's a thin little nick from Graham Hick. And this man Ambrose can do absolutely no wrong whatsoever. An indeterminate shot from Graham Hick really hasn't been his day at all. If it's anyone's day, it's certainly Curtly Ambrose's.
Well, just as I said, Curtly Ambrose wouldn't have minded those 3 runs. Graham Hick just pushing at this delivery just outside the off stump. Feet not really moving at all. And Curtly Ambrose does it again. Graham Hick wouldn't want to be seeing this man too often. England now 21 for 4 and not in a very good position at all.
Now.
It's going to beat him to the boundary. That's it. Wicket number 5. Curtly Ambrose strikes once more. The Queen's Park Oval is absolutely jumping. England are 26 for 5.
Well, what a performance by Curtly Ambrose. I've said all along, he's a class act, a truly great bowler. The only great bowler on show. There's some good ones, but great he really is. Fantastic performance. He's just blowing away England. Fast, hostile, accurate. Really played all around that Alex Stewart. The ball didn't do a lot.
That's gone. 6 out. Brian Lara takes the catch at first slip. England are 27 for 6. An unbelievable collapse here on the Queen's Park Oval. West Indians are jumping around both on and off the field.
Well, this is beginning to be a nightmare for England, a nightmare that won't go away. I mean, who would have believed this would have happened? With a realistic chance of winning for England. Salisbury just hanging out his bat. Nice slip catch. And the West Indies bowlers just blowing England away.
It's off the pad. Gone away for 4-leg byes. Shot. Flicked it away off the legs. It's going to go for 4. That's gone. Simmons takes the catch at second slip. England are 37 now. And that is the 7th wicket to have fallen.
Well, it was the ball before that did the damage, not only to Jack Russell's hand, but in his mind. That's the key to fast bowling. If you can get inside the batsman's mind where he's wary of you, then you've got him. And that's what Curtly Ambrose did. The short ball banged in. Jack turned away, got a knock on his hand. It was painful. And then this was another banging ball, and he really didn't know what he was doing. He just hung the bat out.
And that's it. Curtly Ambrose strikes again. Graham Thorpe is bowled. Ambrose plucks out the stumps once more. And England are 40 for 8.
Well, that scoreboard 40 for 8 is just unbelievable. I mean, I've been saying all along in Guyana and here in Trinidad, these sort of pitches with the ball keeps slow. If you play back often enough, you play back at your peril. Sooner or later, you're going to get a lowish ball. And when you get a low ball at pace, like Ambrose has been bowling and Walsh, then you're in big, big trouble. You see, halfway up the stump, he's been softened up by Courtney Walsh, really, as young Graham Thorpe. He's had a real baptism of fire.
That's gone. Comfortable catch, catching practice. Brian Lara takes it with no bother whatever. England are 45 for 9 with Caddick going for 1.
Well, it wasn't a particularly distinguished shot, just flailing at the ball outside off stump. Once you hang your bat out like that, it's the sort of thing where players on a morning give each other slip catching.
And that's in the air. Benjamin down there for it. The match is over. The West Indies have won. Winston Benjamin taking the catch. England all out for 46, with Lewis caught by Winston Benjamin off Courtney Walsh for 6, leaving Angus Fraser not out, no score. And the West Indies take a 3-love unassailable lead in the series and retain the Wisden Trophy.